Hi and hello everybody, it's Fern. Welcome back to another Planty video. Thank you so much for joining me. This is actually a special one because today we're going to be talking about the OG plants in my collection. Plants that have been with me since the beginning, plants that have survived the trials and tribulations of early plant parenthood for me, plants that have lived through not one, not two, not three, but 4 moves, which is insane. They've really been through it with me, and many of y'all who are longtime viewers, which thank you so much if you have been here since the beginning or for any amount of time, really, thank you. But many of y'all have seen these plants evolve into what they are today, which is really cool. So I'm gonna be able to go back and dig up some footage of what these plants looked like, you know, 5, 6, 7 years ago. It's so rewarding watching a plant grow out over a longer period of time, like several years, such as the ones that I'm going to be showing you today. We spend so much time and energy taking care of our plants and making sure that they're doing well. And in order to do that, we also need to be taking care of ourselves, which I will always be a huge advocate for, which is why I'm excited to talk to you about today's sponsor, Helix. If you know me or you watch the vlog channel, then you would know that I am serious about my sleep routine. I am in bed with a cup of tea before 9 p.m. almost every single night. I don't mess around because I know that in order to pursue all of my passions and all of my hobbies, I need to be well rested. And also one of my passions and hobbies is to just curl up in my cozy nest. So naturally, having a high quality mattress is very important to me, and my Helix mattress is by far the best that I've ever slept on, which is unsurprising considering that they are the most awarded mattress brand. What I like about Helix is that they know that we all have our own unique preferences and our own unique needs when it comes to sleeping. So they actually offer 20 different mattresses in their lineup, and they offer a sleep quiz on their website. You can fill in some questions, doesn't take very long at all, and it will match you up with the best mattress for you. That's what I did. I was matched with the Midnight Luxe, and it is absolutely perfect for me. Helix wants to make sure that you find your perfect fit, so they offer a 120-night sleep trial as well as seamless returns and exchanges. Also, if you aren't ready to completely replace your mattress, Helix also has options for you with their mattress toppers, which I think is really great. Something maybe a little bit more accessible and affordable, but that really will upgrade your sleep. We actually tried out the premium mattress topper when we had family staying with us last year, and I was shocked at how much of a difference it made on our crusty dusty mattress that is in the basement. If you're ready to upgrade your sleep, then right now is a great time because Helix is currently offering 27% off site-wide, which is amazing. You can access the sale through the QR code that I will pop here on the screen, or you can go to helixsleep.com/wildfern. I will also have that link down below in the description box. Thank you so much to Helix for your continued support on the channel. Okay, this is my Hoya linearis. I'm gonna try to not call all of them my favorites because you already know that they are all like my top favorites. But this linearis has been with me since I think 2020-ish, so I've had it for around 6 years, I think. I got this from Crystal Star Nursery. I was very excited to snag a tiny baby plant. This is back in the day when you really had to just be so fast when plant shops restocked. And everybody wanted linearis, so they were kind of hard to get, and I got my hands on a baby one and I've been obsessed with it ever since. This plant has put up with so many different growing conditions and neglect from me. It can really tolerate drying out. Does it prefer to dry out? Probably not. I think it would prefer a more consistent watering schedule, because it does have like smaller, thinner leaves. Oh my gosh, this is so heavy. I'll show you. I like to have these 2 pots in this planter because it just creates like the illusion of a bigger plant, but I'm gonna take out just one of these because this is so heavy. I was fighting for my life there, and then I was like, wait a second, I can just take out this plastic pot. So yeah, this plant I have found very low maintenance, very easy for me, like from the beginning. It can tolerate, I've grown it inside a cabinet. I currently grow it outside a cabinet, so it can tolerate lower humidity, and that's fine. I've grown it in like a lower indirect light, and then in the past, and now I currently grow it on a south facing window, so it gets blasted with sun and heat, and it does great with that. Definitely an area that I could improve in with this plant is just keeping up with the watering more, because even right now this feels like pretty bone dry. Like the pot is very light, and yeah, it's like super dry. And I just watered this a couple, well, probably 3 days ago, so I'm gonna water it again before I pop it back up there. But since it is higher, it's like on my stacked window, so I have to go grab the step stool, and there's just like an extra barrier for me to care for the plants up there, so inevitably they end up just going a little bit drier than maybe one that I can just walk up to and dump a glass of water into. But honestly, it doesn't mind. Like, this thing is over 6 feet tall, which is wild to me. Like, what the heck? So yeah, I just enjoyed growing this one so much. I love the look of it. It has such just a beautiful, like, dainty cascading look to it. I think it's so striking, and in my opinion, there's just not another Hoya like this. Like, it's so unique. If you haven't seen one up close, they do have fuzzy leaves, which is even more special. Of course, it doesn't want to focus. There we go. Yeah, really cute fuzzy leaves, so pretty. Something that I have not been able to achieve with this plant is flowers, which is kind of crazy considering how big it is and how long I've had it. I think that my major barrier for that is just not keeping up with the watering enough. So this spring, I'm really gonna try and see if I can make it happen. I've had a lot of peduncles come in on this plant, but they've just never come to fruition in terms of giving me flowers. So I would absolutely love to see that someday soon, hopefully this year, but we'll see. If you want to hear about this plant more in depth, I am going to be doing a whole Hoya linearis care, or not even like care guide, I don't like saying that, just like a feature video talking about my experiences with it and how I care for it more in depth. So and also propagation, because I am going to be chopping this soon. I might start a third plant because I'm just obsessed with having this plant. Like, I want it everywhere, in every room. So I might be creating a new plant and starting the journey of growing another one out. But yeah, I just think that this plant adds so much personality to my home. I love it so much, and it's been a favorite for me for many years now. And they are going into the sink. Okay, next, this is my variegated maranta, and this one is surprising even to me sometimes to remember that I've had it for so long, because I think I got this in 2021 at the latest, and it has gone through various kind of phases with me. It was really big and lush at one point, and then it was struggling and I took cuttings, started over, it was struggling, and now it is finally figuring itself out again and really starting to thrive, which is so nice to see, because this really has been a favorite for me for so long, and seeing it do so well brings me a lot of joy and just takes me back to like, oh yeah, that's why I love this plant so much, because the colors are absolutely stunning, and it's just so satisfying to see grow when it is thriving and doing well, because it's always just putting out so many different leaves. Like, it's kind of a chaotic plant, but in a really satisfying way. This was hard to get your hands on at the time, and I literally felt like I won the lottery because I got a full pot of this for 20 bucks on Facebook. I just happened to open it at the moment that someone posted it in one of the plant groups, and I was able to snag it. It was such a lucky and great find, and it's been with me ever since. I used to grow this in soil, but I have switched to growing in pond for my marantas because these are thirsty. Oh, there's hairs in it. They are thirsty plants, so I figured I would give pond a go, and this was doing okay until I moved it under a grow light. Ever since I've had it under a grow light, it has been thriving. It has been giving me the beautiful big leaves with the deep coloring, and it's been growing at like rapid speed. So safe to say that it has been enjoying that, and yeah, now it's loving the pond life. So I feel like I have unlocked the combo for semi-hydro. Very low maintenance now, since I only have to top up the water in here like once every couple of weeks, honestly. So yeah, that's kind of a fun update on this one, and it's cool that it has been in my collection for so long. Okay, I have another large Hoya to share with you. This is my Hoya compacta. I got this one probably around 2020 and well, between 2019 and 2021 is when I got all of these plants. So I guess I'll stop saying that. That's like the time range. But my Hoya compacta here, absolutely stunning. Again, I got this as just a small, like one vine kind of situation from the big box store for, you know, this is probably like $8 or something. And I have just patiently been growing it out to be my dream Hoya compacta over the last several years. This one is also very tall. It is, you know, 5.5 feet, I would guess. Lives in the same south window as the, I don't even know what side to show, like what the heck is going on. Lives in the same south facing window as the Hoya linearis and thrives there. This one does flower for me, thank goodness. It has flowered a couple different times, including the end of summer last year. We have a yellow leaf here. Okay, that's fine. I feel like the top of this plant is kind of bleached and lighter looking, and then the bottom, where it doesn't get as much direct light from the window, is nice and dark. Like, look at those leaves. It's stunning. Yeah, so pretty. Surprisingly, this Hoya isn't really a pest magnet, which is extra surprising considering I have such a mealybug issue. If you're a regular viewer, then you know mealybugs love my Hoya, but this one I don't have a huge problem with. Like, yes, I will find a mealybug on it when I'm having like a mealybug issue, but I don't notice that they tend to go for this one. Like, I've never found it to be infested with any particular pest or anything like that. So I don't know if I've just been lucky, but I wanted to mention that because I see a lot of people be hesitant to get this plant because they think that it's going to be a pest magnet. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. But yeah, it's just gorgeous. Again, such a unique plant. Like, I feel like this is such a statement. It's so different, so fun, and very easygoing. This thing can go quite a while between waterings, and it doesn't really complain. It's just so interesting looking. And also another question that I get about this plant is whether it will put out new vines by itself or if I propagated each vine. And I think that there's only 2 plants in here. I did propagate from my original plant and added the second vine in the pot like years ago, but then those vines all split out on their own. So this one that you see on this side is all one plant that it just naturally branched out and shot out more vines. And then this is a different plant on the back with 3. These 2 are like short, and then it has this long one. So you definitely don't have to chop yours up. It will give you more vines in due time. But yeah, I just love this one so much. It is just such a cool Hoya, and I hope that I get a ton of flowers on it this year. Okay, next we're going to be talking about the beautiful alocasia dragon scale. This was one of my first like rare, if not the very first, like rare alocasia for me at the time. I know that you can buy these in the big box store for like a few dollars now, but at the time I remember ordering this plant and I remember unboxing it and being so excited. There's also the silver version, which is stunning, and I love silver plants. So it's funny that I always just gravitated towards the green one, but I think it's because of the depth of the color. Like, it's just so deep and dark, and like the contrast of the lighter part and the darker part. It's just such a pretty plant, and I've always kept this one in my collection because not only does it feel sentimental to me at this point, but I do think that it is just so interesting and striking. And I feel like this is a good example of a houseplant that kind of fell off in popularity because they are more accessible now. And we kind of maybe got used to seeing these, like they just became very commonplace. So people stopped getting as excited over them. But I think like just the look of this plant is so insane. And I think we need to stop taking her for granted. Like, we need to stop overlooking this plant. It is so striking and beautiful. And I really enjoy growing it, even though I am going through some growing pains with growing this alocasia in semi-hydro for the first time. You can see there's some marks on some of the leaves, which I'm suspecting is fertilizer burn. And I think that my theory honestly might be right because it has stopped ever since I gave the medium a good rinse and tried to slow down on the fertilizer a little bit. But yeah, I just love this one so much. I've grown it out to be like a pretty full large plant at one point, and now I'm kind of restarting on that journey in pond in the self-watering pot to keep up with watering needs. But yeah, gorgeous. This one does like a decent amount of light if you want to see nice leaves on it. Otherwise it will grow very slowly and it just won't be sizing up as much as you want it to. It might look a little leggy. So yeah, stunning alocasia, and I really feel like we just need to like bring back the hype for this plant, you know, because it's gorgeous. So let me know if you are still into dragon scale. I also have the variegated version, which I'll show you quickly because I will take any opportunity to show off this plant. Like, you're joking. It is just so insane. Oh my gosh. I love it. Okay, I'm trying to move around so that the lighting, is that good? I feel like that's worse. Okay, we're gonna stay here. So next up is my Hoya polyneura, another one of my top favorite Hoya. I know. She is part of the club of Hoya that I got in 2020, 2021 as a small, tiny little plant that I have just been patiently growing out. This has actually only been growing out since 2022 because it had thrips at the end of 2021. And it's grown back out beautifully, which is grand. I actually have a whole feature video on this plant if you want to hear more about it and see it in flower, because this did flower for me for the first time at the end of last summer. And I filmed that video while she was in flower, so you'll be able to see that. I will link any mentioned videos in the description. But yeah, this is just such a staple plant in my collection at this point. I think that it is so beautiful. I love how just like flowy and lush it is. I do grow this in a bit of a lower light spot, so the leaves maintain a really beautiful darkness to them. And this is one of my large Hoya that is easier to maintain for me, in the sense that this isn't so big that I can't handle it. Like, it's a big Hoya polyneura, but I have no problem taking this off out of its spot, bringing it to the tub, and you know, providing any care that it may need. Whereas when it comes to my Hoya compacta or even my Hoya linearis, like, they're so long, it becomes a little bit more of a hassle to work with them. So this one is, you know, beautiful but also manageable, which is really nice. So yeah, I've just found this to be so easygoing, easy growing, and I won't talk about it too much because I do have a whole video on it that you can check out. But just such an incredible Hoya that has been with me for many years and is going to stay with me for many more years. Oh boy, this one's heavy. Oh my gosh, okay. The cactus mix that I use for this literally weighs a ton, so we are going to keep this short and sweet. It's like basically just a planter filled with rocks. This is my monkey tail cactus. I actually this one didn't come to mind right away when I was thinking about plants that I've had, you know, that are like OGs in my collection. But I got this during the freaking pandemic, like 2020, 2021. And I got it as just a couple like unrooted arms, I guess, and I rooted them out, grew them out, and here we are today. Okay, I'm getting stressed because my battery's dying now. Ugh, please hold. Anywho, yeah, this one has been an interesting journey for me. I do live in the Pacific Northwest, so I am constantly battling with my cactus and succulents to give them enough light over the winter, or to figure out like how to overwinter them in different ways, which I honestly have not put enough effort into. Like, I really should try harder to care for them, because they end up looking a little bit like this, spindly and chaotic. Like, this guy looks just absolutely deranged. Like, I would not want to mess with him, to be honest with you. I have had this under the Soltech, what is that light called, Versa, over the winter time, and it has shot out all of these baby arms, and I'm honestly tempted to cut some of them off and start a new plant, just out of curiosity to see, I don't know, just to try to grow out another one, maybe in different conditions or something. This lives outside in the summertime, and I've just kind of embraced the chaoticness. Like, I see on Instagram all of these perfectly, I don't know, just perfect looking monkey tails that are so beautiful, and I love them, and I would love to have one, but mine just isn't that, whether it's due to my conditions or I don't freaking know. But I just appreciate this one for all that he is. So yeah, kind of a funky one, but I have had this for a lot of years now, which is kind of crazy how the time has gone by. Okay, next, this one is nice because I don't have to hold it up. It is nice and tall. It can stand on its own. Let me lower you a little bit. So here we have my marble queen pothos, who, as you can see, is climbing a moss pole at the moment. This is my very first houseplant, actually. I should have started with this one, honestly. Maybe I'll edit this in to be like near the beginning of the video. But this is Greta, one of my only, maybe my only plant with a name, just because I've had it for so long. She's just, yeah, she's her own being, you know. I got this when I had no idea about the houseplant world, or I didn't know anything. I didn't even know that this was a marble queen pothos at the time that I had this. I just knew it was houseplant and it grew well for me, and it added a cool vibe to my room. And now here we are many years later, and I'm growing it in a completely different way just for fun, and I'm loving it. I really think it's so fun that I tried out a different way of growing this plant, because I'd had it for so long and I had always just kept it trailing, which is beautiful, but this just kind of gave me a fresh appreciation, and it just breathed new life into this plant, being able to witness it size up so much, and everything is just blown up. Like, all of the beautiful colors in here are so visible, and yeah, it's just been so fun to grow out. We have a new leaf coming up here as well. So yeah, really fantastic plant. I love marble queen pothos. I will always love marble queen pothos. Such a fantastic, easy growing plant, and I highly recommend trying growing a pothos climbing, because it will honestly blow your mind and just give you a new appreciation for pothos. So yeah, there she is. And I do also have a little Jasenia pothos growing at the bottom, which is kind of cute as well. So that is a really fun one. And I grow this just under grow lights right now. I've kind of moved this around a little bit recently, but yeah, I've grown it in natural light, grow lights. I'm trying to give it a lot of light because I want to see the leaves get big. But if you're just growing like a trailing hanging basket to this plant, then it's fine with, you know, various lighting conditions. Oh, I was just not prepared for the workout that I am getting today holding these plants up. This is my Crimson Queen. This is in the like big four of the iconic big mature Hoya that I have in my collection. Again, I've had this one for a long time. It has grown out into a massive hanging basket as it's losing a whole bunch of yellow leaves. This one I actually got as a decently sized plant. Like, it wasn't just like a very tiny starter plant like all of my other Hoya that I'm showing in this video were. This one was like, it wasn't this size obviously, but it was in a hanging basket, and it was like, to me back then it seemed like a big Hoya, but in hindsight it wasn't very big. Over the years it has turned into a massive plant though, and I actually have trimmed this recently. So it used to be a lot longer. Now it's more of a kind of, it's got a bit of a bowl cut going on, if you will, because it was just getting so chaotic, and it also had flat mites at one point last year, so I just ended up removing a lot of leaves, and yeah, that was a whole thing. But this one lives in my south window as well, and all of my Hoya just love the south window so much, so she's very happy with that. She gets very pink on her white leaves. I don't know if she has a lot of pink on her right now, but at different times she does look very pink. And she does also flower for me, which is grand. I love carnosa flowers, so that's always really lovely to see and to smell. Why does it literally smell like a flower right now? That was so weird. I just got a whiff of like what this flower smells like, but you know what I'm probably smelling is the flower on the Wilbur Graves behind me, if you can see that, because they are the same scent essentially. Anyways, love this one so much, and this feels like an heirloom Hoya to me, even though I have nobody to pass it down to. Okay, I had to hang her back up, but yeah, I've also grown that one in some different lighting conditions, and she definitely prefers higher lights, but she can also tolerate a bit of a lower lighting situation. You just might not get some of the really beautiful pink colors that this plant has to offer, and you might not get flowering. So I'm glad that I'm able to pop her in such a bright spot now, and she can really live her best life. Okay, next we have to talk about one of the like one of the plants that really shaped my plant journey and also shaped my channel to some degree, because I have a whole series on this plant and all of the drama that it has caused me over the years. This plant was notorious for rotting on me when it was smaller, in like my first few years of growing it out, and I documented all of that, so you can check out that playlist if you want. This was also one of my first like wish list rare plants that I got back in the day. I think I even got this one in 2019, so it was like very early, and it was very exciting when I got it, and I doted on it, and I was so nervous about anything that went wrong with it, and yeah, it just kept rotting on me, so it was kind of a it was a freaking journey. This one is now just in propagations. I recently cut it up because, well, it's a whole long story. I chopped this up in my last plant tour video and I talk about why and everything, so I won't get too much into it now, but I saved the 2 top cuts, and they're doing well. I love the variegation on this plant. I will always love Thai constellation. I just think that it's so pretty. I wish that I had more space to grow out a big one, but I'm kind of coming to terms with the fact that I don't, which kind of sucks, but hopefully one day. Like, I will always keep this plant, like this exact one, in some shape or form, even if I have to cut it back and keep it smaller, in hopes that one day I will have the space to really just give this plant everything that it needs in terms of lighting and space and everything. So yeah, that is the dream. But yeah, this plant is really special to me, so of course I have to talk about it in this video. And this one is definitely living under grow lights. They like a lot of light, so I have actually 2 different grow lights on this one. Okay, and then lastly, we have my Hoya wayetii, which might seem kind of random, maybe because I just don't feature this plant enough, but it is one that I've had the longest. Like, I've had this thing forever. I got this solely because it was a Hoya that I didn't have, and it was a $5 add-on when I ordered a plant from North Shore Tropicals back in the day. So it was cheap and I wanted to expand my Hoya collection, so I went for it. I didn't know anything about this plant or the flowers or anything, and since the foliage didn't really stand out to me at the time, it kind of was relegated to not the best conditions. Like, it would get a spot that it was just not a plant that was prioritized in terms of lighting or anything like that. So it kind of tolerated subpar care and growing conditions for a lot of years until we moved here, and I popped it on the south window. And this thing exploded for me. It started giving me beautiful dark leaves, and it flowered for me. And I was shook because I did not know that this had really cute fuzzy pink flowers. Some of my favorite Hoya flowers to this day. So that just made me fall in love with this plant, and yeah, now I have so much more appreciation for it. It didn't flower for me last year, which is such a bummer. It no longer lives on the south window. I moved it into the bedroom on the plant wall. It gets great light from the Soltec Highland track light. So you can see it has become just like a beast. This thing is huge. Massive, and I'm so glad that I didn't water this recently, or else it would be so heavy. But oh my gosh, like, there's so many leaves here. It's so full. That is crazy. It's actually a really cool look once this grows out like this. It's like a little shrub. So yeah, I love this one, and I am glad that I unlocked the powers of Hoya wayetii. Because I don't know if I would have kept this if I didn't find out about the flowers. So I'm glad that I did. And yeah, I really love this one now. So that is a fun one to end off with. So my hope is that this video can inspire you to grow out the plants that you currently have in your collection. I know how fun it is to buy new plants. I'm not immune to that either. I love getting new plants, but it really is just a different type of reward and a different type of appreciation and a different type of connection with your collection when you have grown out a plant, like put your time and energy into it for so many years, and now you get to see it turn into something incredible. And sometimes you have to start over, like with my Thai constellation, or that happened with me with my polyneura a few years ago. Sometimes that happens and you grow them back out again. That's just kind of the nature of things, how it works. Things ebb and flow. But yeah, I guess that's just the main message that I want to share with this video, is just to re-inspire everyone to get excited to care for and to grow out the plants that are already in our collections. I have monkey tail cactus spines in me. Anyways, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much again to Helix for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to check out their sale for 27% off site-wide. Code will be here, the link will be in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh wait, leave me a comment and let me know what plant you currently have in your collection that you've had the longest. Not necessarily your first plant, because I know that we don't always have like our first plant that we bought, but what is a plant that you've had the longest? Let me know. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.